Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum is still continuing to push a bit higher. We had a bit of a retracement after yesterday's strong move here to the upside, where we rallied from around 1300 to 1370 in I think an hour. Yeah, it was really good to see that finally a little bit of movement. As you would normally expect, we were going into the overbought range. I think we had a rating of 90 on the hourly on the RSI. So of course you see some kind of profit taking, some kind of a retracement, but the uptrend is still intact. It's still going higher. At least it's looking like it, because we haven't so far made a lower low. Retracement is completely normal, but are the previous support levels holding or not? At the moment they are. Important to understand that we are still here in this wider range. Yeah, so we have not broken out of this larger range yet. In which we are, and we won't really break out of it until we get above the $1,400 level. The $1,400 level is very relevant because above 1400 we are going to break above this swing high here from the 27th of September, and that is a swing high that is structurally and also from an Elliott Wave point of view very important, because above that level we would invalidate one particular quite likely bearish pattern, which was at least short-term bearish pattern, which we still have here on the radar, which would be an Elliott Wave triangle, where we say, all of this is just an Elliott Wave triangle, A, B, C, D, E or something. I made that wrong. I think it's sort of A, B, and this would be the C, the D and E still coming, and you would break out to the downside from here. But as long as we stay as long as we stay below 1400, that pattern is still possible, right? So we need that breakout above that level, above this breakout level of $1,400 to really invalidate that triangle. So until then, until we really get above that level, the triangle is still an issue and can send us lower. Now that would not be a threat to the higher level bullish scenario, because even in the higher level bullish scenario, you can see this is the support area. We're basically allowed to drop even lower than the low from the 13th of October. So we can, without a problem, come down, let's say, to 1150, 1130, and still be in this higher level possible breakout pattern in which Ethereum is, and that we've been tracking now for a while. Because if I go to the one day chart, the daily chart, we can see that Ethereum makes a really good impression. It is one of the coins that makes actually the best impression at the moment, and from the low at 880 we moved up in what I believe was a wave one, an impulse, first impulse into the direction of the higher level trend, indicating the trend has shifted from downtrend into uptrend, and then here the move down in a wave two, and we could now be preparing for that third wave to the upside that could take us to around $3,000 US. But and this is a possible breakout pattern, and this is valid as long as we stay overall above $1,000. But you'll know that if you've been watching the videos recently, in the last few weeks and so on, because we have been waiting for a breakout to the upside here. And now let's go to the 1 hour chart and we take a look at the latest development here. So even though I say, we need to wait for 1400 to really confirm anything, don't get me wrong, even above 1400 there is still a risk we come down lower, but obviously the risk will reduce massively, okay? And even now, by taking out all these swing highs, I mean, yesterday we took out the previous wave B high, at 1342. We took out the 1310 level, on the weekend I told you, as soon as we get above 1310, which was this swing high, it will indicate that we are pushing higher, and we are doing that now. And the point is, now we are in a possible wave 3 to the upside that you can see here, and after we reversed in these support areas that we indicated here on the weekend, right? And then last weekend, so the weekend before, we dipped down, and then on Friday we dipped into this area again. Those were long trade areas. Of course, I'm not telling you to buy or not, this is entirely up to you, but these are the areas where I expect the price to reverse. It is basically a support area. And now, we already talked about this could have been a wave one here. That's what I currently assume, the peak at 1320. We then moved down in a wave two correction, and we are now in the third wave. Now there's, if this is a wave one, this a wave two, then if I zoom out, by the way, you see the higher level pattern actually. So this is all embedded in the higher level pattern, where we assume that this was a wave 1 that peaked at 1349. We came down in a wave 2 to around 1250. We're now in this third wave to the upside. There will be a fourth down and a fifth up. This entire move can take us into the region 1500 to 1600. That would only be the first wave of the larger third wave that could take us to around $3,000 roughly, right? But within this third wave, we obviously have our subwaves, wave 1, 2, and what we saw yesterday could be seen as a wave 3. We now retraced in a wave 4 and could say we push higher in a wave 5 to finish off wave 3. But that's not entirely clear to me, because the retracement here was quite sharp that we saw here. Now, we did avoid an overlap with wave 1, so at the moment this is all fine. Yeah, I mean, I can, in a very valid way, label this as a third wave. I can label this as a fourth wave, but it came down quite strongly. That is normally unusual for a wave 4. On the flip side, well, we've got a wave 2 which was quite shallow. Then you sometimes do get quite a sharp wave 4, so I wouldn't rule that out. Also looking at the Fibonacci retracement levels, we really only retrace to the 50% Fib level. So actually there's nothing wrong with counting this as a fourth wave, and to say that we're now in the fifth wave to the upside. To confirm we are in the fifth wave, first of all, we need to hold the 1333 level. Yeah, otherwise it won't be a wave 4 anymore. It could then, if we drop lower than this, it could be a wave 2, so that we have a 1-2, 1-2 setup. But ideally we hold this level and we'll push higher. Note, please, that we have not pulled back to the trend line. Yeah, we have avoided the pullback to the trend line. So that could mean there is some more retracement coming to pull back basically to that line. And however, confirmation we are in the fifth wave, obviously we need to see 5 waves up, and we need to break above the third wave to the upside. We need to break above 1370, and then we can give a target out here for the fifth wave. So we base that on the length of the didn't want to do that. Base it on the length of the wave 1. Didn't want to second. So we just do that once more. There's different ways of calculating target. I mean, we can calculate target obviously for the, let's say, the larger third wave. Just need to make that all, minimize that all here. We can calculate target for the larger third wave. Maybe we actually start with that, and we do this by going down here from 1195, go to the high of the wave 1, go to the low of the wave 2, and it would actually take us just roughly to $1,500, yeah, 1490. So this is quite a long way to go, and I think this is too far away for just a very long fifth wave. It's a bit too far away. So the other, but this is sort of an orientation where it's going. The other way to calculate would be we take here the length of this wave 1, the smaller degree, and add it to the low of the fourth wave. And the first target here for the fifth wave would be the 1-to-1 ratio. That is at 1393. Seems a bit short. Another target would be the 1.618 extension at 1430. But on the other hand, you can always count this as a 1-2-1-2. The point is, ideally, we don't want to take this previous wave 2 low out here at 1300. So against this low, we can move higher. And then we have now major support, obviously, here at 1334. But I wouldn't rule out a pullback to the trend line before we push higher. But the point is, as long as we're not making lower lows and lower highs here, we are pushing higher, and we've got a trend line here to support. So I think the uptrend is still intact here, and the target for the bulls is to take out next that wave 3 high here. And then I guess over the next few hours, maybe we will be able to get a better understanding of how to label this. At the moment, it's valid to label this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 coming. But you could equally well just label it as a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, and then it depends on what the next wave does. If we now push to the 1.618 of this wave 3, which would be, we can do that actually, which would be 1446, yeah, then it would be a good indication that actually, this is another 1-2 setup, and we're going to reach now in a wave 3 the 1.618 extension, because this would normally be an ideal target for a wave 3. So we get a bit of an understanding, of what's going to happen next here by just looking at these at the price action that's happening next. But at the moment, the point is, it doesn't really matter if I label the next wave as a wave 5 or 3. It's both still pushing higher at the moment, right? Until we, I would say, break the trend line here or break below the wave 2 low at 1300. Okay, that's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.